Welcome back for another episode of Bursa Secret Show. First of all, I need to say a greeting. Happy Chinese New Year to all of you, for those that are celebrating. And if you are not celebrating Chinese New Year, then I wish you a good year ahead. Now, as most of you already know, very obvious, right? It's everywhere. This is the year of the ox. Ox year is a bull, right? So if we look at that, it's a bull year, right? It's a bull year. And do you think this bull year will really become a bull market year for us, right? What do you think? Type in one if you believe this year, because Chinese bull year, ox, right? In the Bursa Malaysia also, it will be a bull market, right? Today, what I want to do is I will be sharing with you what I think, right? And my prediction of the Bursa Malaysia market, whether it will be a bull year, and if yes, why do I think so, right? But before I go on, I want to say that whatever I mentioned here is not a recommendation to buy or sell. It's simply, stocks discussion, sharing of my opinion. I'm not a licensed advisor, etc. All right. With that true, let's talk about it, right? Before I talk about the top 3 reasons why I think this year could be a bull market, let's talk about, what's happening today. Today is pretty bull, right? Pretty green, right? Most of the counter are up, right? Type in yes if you agree. Most of the counter are up. If not mistaken, only the glove counter is not doing so well, right? Most of the, in terms of sector, right? The rest is mostly green. And today's theme is like no COVID. Today's theme is sort of like people playing the recovery stocks. So most stocks that were affected by COVID, they are up today. Those that are, COVID stocks, COVID beneficiary, they are down. So somehow market today, they wake up and then they feel like, I feel like this COVID is not a big deal anymore. So I don't know. And there's one DNEX up cow. Yeah, DNEX also is a top volume today, but I'm not going to talk about that. There's another sector other than tech, right? There's tech that's doing very well. Has been doing very well for the past 1 month. Most of the tech stocks are actually double up last month, January, and until now, also the trend hasn't stopped. Like to the moon, man. It's gonna go to, infinity, right? But today is actually oil counter. Anybody realize? Oil price is back to 2-3 years high, 2-3 years all-time high like that, right? So oil price is back, right? And this is a super good news for Malaysia, right? You always read the news, very pessimistic news, right? But actually, it's very good for us, right? Oil price is good, so Malaysia economy as a whole should, recover if it can stay there. And a lot of people will say it cannot stay there, right? The oil price cannot stay there, and it's gonna drop further. But they are saying the same thing on the share market, that it's gonna fall, but it's been like that for 1 year. So if the oil price can sustain there for 1 year, hey, good for us, right? So I bought into Hibiscus, and Hibiscus is doing quite well today. Waiting for Hibiscus and SPAC. SPAC a bit slower because they are not really the one producing the thing. But then I feel like, this SPAC overall seems like can keep right? I personally, if I bought, right, I don't want to comment that, very dangerous, right? No buy sell recommendation, no opinion or statement regarding this kind of thing. But I bought into Hibiscus. And from having some losses, now I'm in a profit, about 10% profit, not bad. But it's very interesting because what I want to see is tomorrow whether it can sustain, right? Let's see if the oil price is continue up. It's not just gonna be on oil, If the oil price is sustained up, if Hibiscus and all these counters are up, right? Eventually it will be a ripple effect. All the other counters will be up one. You want to know why or not? I mean why, or you can guess why. Why if the oil price is good, it actually benefit all the counters, not just this counter only. Most of the counter, right, will benefit in Malaysia. For the very simple reason that funds will likely flow in back again, because they see your economy seems like doing good, all this, right? And they think your ringgit will do well, all these things. So they're gonna flow back, right? Actually, the reason why you see a lot of stock in Malaysia, I personally feel it's actually a bit cheap, right? I know there's a political uncertainty, all this problem, right? But I feel Malaysia stock as a whole is cheap. It's cheap compared to US counterpart, right? US bank stock already go up, US recovery stock already go up, but in Malaysia haven't go up yet, right? And I think the biggest issue in Malaysia, if you realize, how many realize, right? In Malaysia, if you've been watching the market and sector, you see, it's like when people go to play the tech counter, the glove counter will drop or something like that. Then when the people go and play the solar counter, other sector will drop. So it's like one sector go up, then the other sector go down. If you notice this, you type in agree. If you see this, like it's sort of like money move from a certain sector, then they run to another sector. Then when they want to goreng the next sector, they will sell this sector, then they go to another sector. Agree, right? Now, it went from gloves to plastic to tech to solar, then now maybe going to oil, right? Yeah. So if you look at it, it's not like seragam up. Means it's like the same amount of money is being recycled. Same amount of money is running here and there. And you look at your own pattern also, you can see you and your friend, right? Buy glove then not moving, sell, go and move to tech. Always buy at the top lah. go to the top, buy, drop this, sell, then go and move to the next hot one like the next or something like that, right? Yeah, because foreign fund pull out and they have been pulling out every week, which goes to my point. If oil price is good, it may attract them to come back because they will feel that Malaysia economy may be better, ringgit may do well, right? Our ratings may be adjusted back again. So because of this, it may come back. So like I said last time, I got profit from NTPM. Me too, man. Me too. Never mind. Today, actually, I added a lot of NTPM, right? I added a lot of NTPM. Last minute, got one person, don't know who, suddenly want to sell, like force sell everything down, right? I think he need to take the money, maybe margin call somewhere, or he want to buy some other stocks, or he never read the news. But, actually, if you went to some investor briefing, you would know, you won't be afraid or panic with this counter at all. Based on all the angle I look at, nothing to worry. And it seems like at the support now. But could break, no volume, nobody buy, nobody want to goreng. Unless you guys go and goreng, right? Somehow EPF need to sell some fund to pay 10K withdraw. Oh, yeah. It could be a reason, right? It could be a reason, right? EPF, right? Somehow you guys want to withdraw money, EPF the money got to come from somewhere, right? But I see this as an opportunity rather than a threat. If you're a long-term investor or you're a mid-term investor, right? You're not playing on margin. It's an opportunity. Type in agree if you believe so, right? This is not because business bad or what. It's because people need to withdraw, so temporarily it's out. It's going to come back eventually, right? And based on what I see, if you compare, because I invest in US, I invest in Hong Kong, Malaysia, you can see very clearly that actually Malaysia share are actually underlooked. People overlook. People overlook Malaysia shares. As a whole, they don't care. They don't care your FA, they don't care your TA. There's just no money going around. No money come in, right? Those people know it's cheap, but they also don't want to buy. So it's going to be stagnant. It's going to be stagnant until foreign fund come back. But here's why I think this year could be a good year, very good year for our Bursa Malaysia. Okay, for our Malaysia Stocks Exchange, right? But hey, how are you guys doing now? Right, doing good, right? Adrian thanked us. When will the money going to property counter? It will be a long time. It will be a long time, 1 to 2 years maybe, right? 1 to 2 years maybe. But I do see, eventually it will go there. But that will be probably the last, right? Yo Hong say 恭喜發財 to you too. Okay, how was your holiday, Chinese New Year? Good. So, okay, first of all, I just share with you, US market now is already going up a lot because of low interest rate. It already go up a lot. And usually Malaysia will follow US market, but now it's already start to disconnect. Okay, disconnect again. Eventually, those funds, when they don't have good enough stock, they run out of good stock to invest in their own market, they're gonna come to emerging market, which Malaysia can be classified as one of them. So emerging market, they will come eventually. Now, how long it is, I don't know. Probably I feel this year, right? Because US market already run out a lot. Unless there's some correction, they may run out of things to invest there. Even their recovery stocks will already go up. Now, the other hand is Malaysia. We are getting the COVID vaccine very soon, this month, right? And I believe by September, October, most of us already vaccinated. And you will see the cases drop by a lot, really very fast. It will drop by a lot around October, November, like that, provided no delay in the vaccination plan. So that time, the recovery counters will be doing well, right? And by that time, globally is faster. US, other places is getting vaccine faster. The oil price may be able to sustain here. Okay, let's say if oil price can sustain here, and Malaysia, COVID vaccine recovery, right? Most of us got vaccinated, or 60-70% of us got vaccinated, right? Coupled by low interest rate, Bank Negara, now is an all-time low interest rate. I think it's a recipe for most of the stock to go up. Most of the stock to go up. Okay, that's a recipe for most of the stock to go up. So yeah, and when that happens, I think foreign fund will come back in again. Especially the bonanza will be, let's say, if we have an election in like November or October, and then don't care who win, but win with majority and with clear policy. You understand what I mean or not? Win with majority, power one, right? And then with a policy, how they're gonna, move the country with strong government, right? So that's what people are looking at, right? Because I survey. In fact, most people don't care who win, but most important, they win with majority. Then only then, things can move, right? So we're looking forward. Yeah. Adrian Teng said, will OPR rate drop again this year? I read the news say, likely will drop, but the Bank Negara governor say, no plan at the moment. So don't know. Let's see how. Kai Xiang said, Malaysia COVID cases need to drop and see progress vaccine first. Yeah. I mean, it's 1 year. Hey, most of you probably started investing last year, right? Is it been a long time? Not really, right? Just wait 1 more year. What's the problem? Sundara said, what do you think of Tesla buying 1.5 billion into the Bitcoin? I think it's a super smart move. This is like checkmate, right? Because it doesn't matter whether Bitcoin is real or not. For me, Bitcoin is a money game, and nothing wrong with a money game, right? I mean, Malaysia is the king of money game, right? Money game is as long as people willing to throw money in to play the game, then it can continue. And this money game don't have a boss one. Don't have one people run out with all the money one. So it's like as long as people jump in to buy, to play the game, it will be good. And Tesla, doing this, he buy 1.5 billion Bitcoin, it will force other people, other companies to buy as well. Because now they look stupid at the board meeting. They say, why you never buy Bitcoin? See, Tesla so smart. They buy Bitcoin, the market cap shit out, they make so much profit. Then this boss say, what to do? I must diversify 1% into Bitcoin. And all of them do that. All the money pour in, continue up. I won't be surprised if Bitcoin go to 100,000. I mean, of course, I want to say one thing. I don't buy Bitcoin. Right? It's very tough for me to invest in Bitcoin. That's a problem. I read too much value investing book. I hope I don't have this value investing idea in my head. You understand what I mean or not? It really make my return very bad, because I always want to invest in good thing. I cannot susah for me to goreng stock, goreng thing. I cannot, right? Even though I know there's money to be made, right? So it's tough. But I can see how this will go to 100,000, and I can see how it's gonna be very bullish, and the story haven't end, and it's just starting. I can see the whole thing. I just cannot get myself to play it. You understand what I mean or not? And I hate myself for doing that. But because of Rondi, Rondi, the one that stopped it, he introduced me a stock called PC Partner. That one got fundamental. That one at least I can play. That one is, if not mistaken, they buy the machine from this PC Partner to mine Ethereum or something. So if the price is good, the demand will be good, then this business will do well. So that's how I play Bitcoin, by buying PC Partner. That's about like 30, 40,000 ringgit, you know, I invested there. So still okay, right? Still okay, right? And if Bitcoin go to past price, based on the history, this PC Partner could double again, right? So let's see how tomorrow. Hong Kong market is closed today. Okay, Hood Airasia. You know, I have this thought as well. I may hood Airasia, but when I hood Airasia, it will be hooding with the money that I can lose. You understand? Because Airasia now, for me, the risk is super damn high. You know, they're gonna keep on private placement, gonna keep on raise money. If they fail, I don't know whether they can last. You know, after this COVID, still got Airasia. No, I don't know. Right, based on the numbers, hopefully yes, right. But I can see also one thing is during the recovery time, people will close eye hantam only. It will be like the next tech stock or the next glove stock. You understand what I mean? So Asia from 60 cents go to 3 ringgit, 4 ringgit. I think possible one, you know. Even don't care the fundamental, don't care the PE, don't care what. I think, you know, people will like the story. They will like just goreng. And when that happens, hopefully I'm smart enough to goreng together lah. All right. So you have to keep in view. Yeah, Yong Hong say just buy with the money you can lose. But the problem is I don't have money I can lose. I don't like losing money. I don't like to do things that, you know, I feel I may lose it. I don't like. So tough, man. Tough. Yeah, but anyway, I did park some money in terms of the stock, about 2-3% of my portfolio into Bitcoin related one. So still got exposure. Yong Hong say don't lie. Yeah, so Stephen Law asked one question. Do you think Bursa tech rally will have correction soon? Not really. Right now, you realize and you notice one thing is all these like tech counters, their PE ratio is 100, 100, 160 to 100. The cheapest one, 40 to 100, right? PE ratio. Type in yes if you agree. And then, you know, a lot of them is having negative growth. Their profit business has been affected. Now, I would say, you know, not necessary they are overvalued or what, because a lot of it is priced in. You need to have a better, faster info to understand why their PE ratio is 150. Anybody have this wondering? If you wonder, you type in the tech counter. If you're in my Telegram channel, we posted some notes before on the tech counters, and you will see the reason why, you know, their PE ratio is so high, because highly likely they're gonna more than double or triple or quadruple their earning in the next few years, right? Next few years. And then, you know, when they do that, the forward PE will be like 25, 30, which is fair. Okay, it's not expensive in that case, right? You understand what I mean? So, and since there's still momentum, you know, just ride it. If you're already on, if you're not on, the risk is higher. The risk is definitely higher if you're not on, right? But as I say, if I'm on, then I'm not asking you to continue to hold or buy or sell, because I'm not a licensed advisor. You shouldn't listen to me regarding what to do with your stock. Okay? So yeah, back to what I was saying. The recipe is low interest rate, right? I mean, now people income is affected, right? And a lot of things. But when the economy recover, and if the interest rate is still this low, you imagine the loan repayment is so low to pay back the loan, the interest expense will be lower as well. So profit and cash flow will be more. Makes us have more spending power to spend. The economy overall will be better. And then after that, you know, recovery, you know, we can go back to normal, all these things, right? And after that, if oil price is good, people get back the job, right? And right now, oil price is still going up, 1.6%, still doing well. So maybe tomorrow Hibiscus can continue up. And if that's the case, then I will hold on, right? Hold on. Wait so long already, finally can make money. I won't let you go. Christopher Chai say total donation by July 2020 already over. Not yet. Oh, sorry. 2021. 2021. Yeah, still living in 2020. Sorry. Yeah, 2021. Yeah. Help us donate money, right? You donate whatever amount, I will match that amount. Okay. So yeah, any question? Any chit chat? Yeah, so that's why I'm very optimistic with Malaysian market. very optimistic in Malaysia market. Today I bought in some NTPM. Yeah, NTPM, you know, kind of a bit stagnant there, no volume, this NTPM, right? But the reason why I bought is because I got an info from the investor briefing that they did in January that confirmed a lot of things that we may worry, pop price going up or all these things. They probably make 60 million net profit this year and then 60 plus million next year. So based on that, the PE ratio is like 12, which is not very low, but it's like reasonable, right? And overall, they're gonna rank like one of the quality counter. The reason why the price is a bit low now, in my opinion, which is a bit unjustified, is because people opinion know that pop price increase gonna affect them. MCO, nobody use their tissue. This is what people think lah. And also, PE ratio is like 20 now. Last time lose money, right? No longer Sharia compliant. So all these short-term issue, you know, if you have more than 3 or 6 month horizon, you know, why are you worried? So that's what I'm thinking, right? And I think this quarter they'll probably release quite a good result. And then moving forward will be better. Okay. Yeah, Kai Sheng said, can you share your current stock cash? I mean, if I have the opportunity, I will be 100% invested right now, right? I am aiming some stock. I want to be 100% invested right now. So really, I'm super bullish, but not on US counter, right? US I already start to trim down. My money from US will start to move to Malaysia and Hong Kong. So Malaysia, Hong Kong, I'm aggressively going in and buying the stock. Just that US side, I'm trimming down. I already made like 30-40% there. I'm trimming down. The money come to Hong Kong, Malaysia, which I think there's still a lot of bargain here, right? Especially in the recovery counter. Neo, I don't have comment from Vince Wong. I don't have comment from Neo. David say, bro, where you cut your hair? Nice, hey, thank you, right? Mount Austin, can you share your, do you have any thoughts on HC counter? HC, I don't know what's HC. And I don't know what's HC. Sorry, VDE also I never hear before. Yeah. So today I actually did some filter. I found a few good stock, you know, found a few interesting company that very little people talk about, but I see they have been performing even during the pandemic, which is weird, right? There's two names like GCB, OpenSys that is, some people know. Then Magnitech, maybe Tokyo Olympic. This one, I will start to look at them a bit and pair up Transit. Don't know how lah. Let's look at them. Yeah. Healthcare. Thoughts on healthcare. Next 2 months, I don't know, man. I cannot predict the future. But what I can tell you is, it's really unfair lah, to be honest. Like healthcare counters, let's say if you're talking about gloves, if it's in overseas, the price would definitely be much higher because there is more money coming in. But in terms of Malaysia, as I say, it's the same thing. It's a foreign fund, right? And there is a timing issue, you know. If the story of the pandemic is over, and the story of the ASP going up is over, then, you know, even if you are buying all these companies, right, that you think is going to make record profit, nobody care anymore, you know, at that time. Sorry to say lah, right? Because it is a thematic play. No doubt it's a thematic play. It could be a long-term play, but most people are going in as a thematic play. They are going in saying COVID is going to get worse, right? They're going to make super big profit. And by the time foreign fund come back, maybe this story already no longer true because most people got vaccine already. And I find Malaysia investor is very funny one, right? You know, the way they think about COVID, they will hood the glove counter when Malaysia MCO. It's like the glove counter revenue is depending on Malaysia when COVID situation like that. Malaysia COVID case a lot, they're gonna hood the glove counter. So it's a very story theme. If you look at the retail investor in Malaysia, they find a story to hood the stock one. When the story, you know, when they start to chuchok here, chuchok there, globally chuchok already, the case start to come down, the story not nice to goreng anymore, then it will become a long-term investment. And I mean, like in terms of healthcare, if you buy at the right price, it can be an okay long-term investment one. If you buy at the right price, and you're willing to wait, you have to have the right expectation. Or it's not gonna be 50% growth every year, It's probably gonna be like 10 to 15%, 10 to 15%, something like that. Yeah, but let's not discuss the glove later. Another heated argument here, right? Yeah. Are you of the opinion Malaysia will do better than US this year? No, not necessary, right? If you look at Malaysia counter as a whole, Malaysia versus US, Malaysia underperformed by a lot, in the past 5 years. I can just share with you, okay? I have an upcoming webinar coming soon, right? I have an upcoming webinar. That's why I prepared some slides. I can share with you the difference between Malaysia and US market, right? Hold on. Banking industry gonna take a bit of time, right? Because depend a lot on interest rate. Now, US market over the last 5 years has been returning 14 to 15% per annum. Malaysia has been negative. Negative, Yeah. But it has actually returned to pre-COVID level, right? Slightly around pre-COVID level. In fact, it's doing quite well. With all things considered, it's doing quite well because we still have this COVID going on, but it's already going to pre-COVID level, right? But this one is after political uncertainty. So you can see quite obvious, the thing that's stopping us is the political uncertainty. Because back then, this was, after the election, start to drop, right? But actually this time the oil price is going up, right? So you can see even oil price also cannot help. The main thing is the political uncertainty, right? Because you see, FPM, KLCI, it doesn't mean Malaysia market cannot invest and make money. It's just that KLCI, this one, a lot is construction property, right? So they are very, and a lot of it is dependent on government project stimulus, right? So there are still within Malaysia a lot of good counters, like tech counters and the healthcare counters, right? So you just need to know how to play it. But if you say as a whole, overall, right, it's gonna depend on the direction. But US market, not really. Because why? Donald Trump win already, he cut the tax, cut the interest rate, right? And then force the company to bring back the money back to US. That's why US is doing so well. So if you ask me, will this thing change? No, not necessary. I don't think so. Not so fast. At least 2-3 years story, not 1 year story. Agree? Type in yes if you agree. Right? All this political certainty, right? Direction, stimulus in a big way, right? Like last time, during the last time BN time, I know there's a lot of scandal, all this, but at least there is a 5-year plan. Every 5 years there is a plan. We're gonna do this railroad, we're gonna do this ECRL, we're gonna bandar Malaysia. Do or don't do, never mind. But as long as got announced, the share price already up one. Type in yes if you agree, right? So a lot of these kind of news. But in the past few years, no such news, right? No project gonna review, gonna stop, right? And then every time you change the government, you need to review again. So, susah if you say as a whole, the whole market. But if you say certain sector like tech, tech don't care one, tech sector don't care, right? Healthcare don't care, right? So there are still gonna be pockets of company that will be doing very well. So depend on what sector you're playing. If you say the whole sector, susah a bit but still gonna be a bull year. I feel still gonna be a bull year. Just that it's not likely gonna be better than US, because US is like they got their things together, right? Yeah, susah lah. So that's why you guys should learn how to invest overseas, right? Anybody here want to learn how to invest overseas? Type in me if you want to learn how to invest in Hong Kong or US, right? Or how to try to play options, make monthly income. Type in me if you are open to explore that. right? Biden will be very conservative. Yeah. So that's a tough thing also. Yeah. Biden will be conservative also. But not necessary. I don't foresee them, increasing tax or increasing the increasing the interest rate, right? All this. Okay, guys. Here's what's gonna happen this Thursday. Thursday, I will be having a webinar on US stocks and options. Now, this is not for complete beginner, right? But you guys here, you guys are not complete beginner, okay? All of you here, you guys at least play stock before, FA, TA. So this is for you. This is suitable for you. So you join my class at www.marketincomemastery.com. It's a brand new class. It's gonna be short. It's not gonna be too long. I'm not gonna tell you all the stories, all these things. It will be straight to the point. And it's mainly to guide you how to invest in US, why invest in US, and what's the benefit you invest in US, and what is option, how do you use it to make money, whether market up, down, or sideways, how to make money as a stock price go down, how to play warrant, and there is also options, right? And as a whole, US stock, what you need to be careful of. So if that sounds good to you, after this webinar, after this Facebook Live, you can go and register for this webinar. This is for US stocks and option. Now, if you want to learn Malaysia stock, if you're a beginner, which I don't think many of you are, but if you are, right, total beginner, really this is the first time you see me, or you're lost, you're stuck, you don't know how to play FATA, you don't have a system to invest, and you want to learn how I do it, then you can register for my webinar tomorrow called bursasecrets.com. That one will have a lot of story because that one is for total beginner. I'll tell you what compounding interests are, how to invest are, right? The mindset, the belief, the process, all these things I'll tell you. But if you want like straight to the point, but US stock and option, but not for beginner one, is this one. Clear? Type in CLEAR, clear. Okay. Okay, yeah. So very interesting thing. In US market, right? I personally feel it's a bit overstretched already, US market. So if I'm investing, even though I'll be sharing about US market to you, but there are strategies one, not all the time is hood one, you understand? Sometimes you need to don't do anything, let go. Because if you go and hood, you lose money that time, right? What's the point? You understand? If the market is not the best time to hood, then you do nothing, you observe. Understand? But I want to talk about a few companies I find interesting. One of it is Disney, right? Disney is very interesting, Disney, I feel, is still have some room to go, but not gonna be fast growth. The reason being is because it's a part of the thing. The reason being is in Malaysia, we haven't have this thing called Disney Plus. Anybody heard of Disney Plus? Type in me if you heard of Disney Plus, right? Disney Plus, they just did an earning call. Their quarterly report result come up. In fact, Malaysia this month will have a lot of company release quarterly report. Be careful, right? Be careful. Some of it may not be good. Some of the counters may not be good, right? Even like some of the counters that I buy, I have a feeling the result won't be good. So you've got to have an expectation depending on what kind of counter that you are playing, right? Because of the MCO, like NTPM, maybe will be less than expected because restaurant cannot use their stuff. Maybe really, affected. But that quarter is January quarter, right? January quarter, which is 130. Yeah, maybe that time there is trying to stock up all this. But anyway, what I want to say is Disney Plus has 80 million subscribers. Disney Plus is like Netflix one. So you can watch the Marvel movie there. Anything that is under the Disney brand, right, is there. Disney Plus. And they just launched this thing last year and a half before the pandemic. And Within 1 year time, they have 80 million subscribers. You know, Netflix only have 240 to 250 million subscribers. So it's already 1/3 of Netflix. And they haven't even reached Malaysia yet, you know. They haven't really expanded fully yet. And they can easily be half the size of Netflix or even more. This Disney Plus. Okay? So, I mean, it's an easily 50% increase to the Disney share price. If you say per subscriber, the market cap should be this much. If you add that to Disney, should be a 50% increase. So I think, you know, right now it's trading like at an interesting price, fair or interesting. But you can look at it, but if you know how to play the US stock, right? Something interesting. Vincent Tan say, do you think now is good timing to trade in US market? Because now all these are all-time high. It's all-time high. Okay, what I'm saying is there may be a short like 5% drop on it. It's not a big deal, right? So I am not like gonna rush in to buy now. But if it drop like a 5%, I will add on. US stock is very normal to be all-time high. And I will be, you know, this one is a bold statement, but I'm making it. I won't be surprised if US market, S&P 500, double in the next 5 years. I won't be surprised at all if it double in the next 5 years, okay? From now, so it goes to 6,000 something. I won't be surprised at all. It's a very normal thing. Why? Because low interest rate. That's the main reason, low interest rate. And their business is the business of future, like Tesla, right? Amazon, Facebook, they're going to become stronger and stronger only. They are not going to become weaker and weaker, right? They're going to eat more and more market share, right? And with the low interest rate, the prices of assets should be higher. Actually, you guys, you need to understand interest rate is a super powerful thing. It's going to move the prices of house and stocks by very power. Like even in Malaysia, right? Because of the low interest rate, if they sustain it, I won't be surprised if the housing prices become even more unaffordable for most people, right? It's all got to do with interest rate. So Sandra said, how much will inflation play into US stock, right? Biden plan to print 1.9 trillion, right? Not necessarily will have inflation. It depends on how they control it, right? If there is a thoughts, this will probably be something 1 or 2 years later when there is a rumor of say, oh, maybe inflation will happen. Maybe they're gonna, increase the interest rate. That's when you're gonna have a correction, 10 to 15%, right? Like what happened in 2011. Okay, so that is a long-term story. We enjoy this 1-2 year first, play what we want to play first, right? Then after that, as you make a lot of money, you want to take some profit, if there's a correction, you buy back lah. Understand what I mean or not? Type in yes if you understand what I mean. Yeah. So what stocks are you guys holding, man? Maybe you can share what stocks are you holding. All right. I personally, right now I'm holding Facebook, right? You're on Facebook. I'm holding Facebook. Then after that, I also have NTPM, as most of you know. I also have Naga Corp, right, from Cambodia. PC Partner, the one that is trading on the Bitcoin one, the Bitcoin trend. What else do I have? I have Penta by Penta Hong Kong. And I have, these 5 are my biggest. Yeah, and I also have E&O, but that one is a super long. Yeah, Kananga is very interesting, Kananga. Kananga is a very interesting stock. Kananga is very interesting. The reason why it's interesting is they are acquiring a crypto exchange company, startup, right? And it really, when I read this news, it really showed me, this crypto thing may be here to stay, When people, when everybody, even like Kananga, they are investing seriously in it, it could be something, Cannot just dismiss like that. Yeah, so most of you are buying like the US tech stocks, right? Which is good, right? I also bought some by eToro, but so little I don't want to talk about them. These are my dollar cost averaging stock, right? Which remind me I should start to dollar cost average even more on them. But A lot of people will say they are overvalued, but I don't think so. I don't think so. I think, these are really good companies and it's justified. Low interest rate with the growth. Yeah, but, being the cheapo that I am, still want to wait for correction before I buy in big. True Leaf, right? Wiseng bought also True Leaf. Good for you, right? Wiseng is actually one of our member, Investor Diary. He talked about True Leaf and it was $20. I bought at 20 and I sold near $40. Now it's 48, right? So we were in cannabis before anybody, thought it's sexy. DNO very interesting as well, because DNO has a, based on the investor briefing, they have a very bright future and the price going up could be justified with the prospect, right? They secured interesting contracts from EV company, Jeff Tech as well. This one is a different kind of portfolio. This one is, I know what kind of investor you are if I look at your portfolio. Sapura Energy, hot company, but if you look at their stock, it's very active lah. So a lot of people like to play because it doubled, right? It's like a penny stock like that. But if you look at the trend over the past 5 years, you just have a look lah, then you know, right? Hibiscus, as I say, I bought in today, go to 66 cents, which is a very good signal. Oil price is still up today. If tomorrow Hibiscus continue to up, then it may be a good show. It may be a good show. I'm holding on, man. I'm holding on. PIE, this one is discussed in StockBit, also doing very well, this company. KPower as CIB, not sure about those, never look at that. What else? SolarVest, Neo, DNO, KPower, Greatech, Ultimax. Whoa, Ultimax still keeping. Okay, yeah, these are interesting as well. But you guys need to know what is supposed to be long-term company, what is supposed to be a short-term company, right? You try to keep a short-term or mid-term company for long-term, you're gonna go from profit to stuck to losses. You try to keep a short-term company for, you kind of, that's what I'm saying. If you try to keep a company that's suitable for thematic, short-term, play on, then you need to know when to let go. If you don't know when to let go, it's gonna come back down and you're gonna initially go from profit to stuck, then to loss. You understand what I mean or not? Type in yes, you understand what I mean. So you got to always, be clear. This stock, is it for investing? It's more suitable for investing or it's more suitable for maybe 6 months, 1 year, like that, must let go on. Cannot keep long. Because if keep long, eventually it's gonna come down. So that you got to be very aware. Otherwise, you're gonna be another stuck investor. You're gonna be another stuck. Even if you make double profit, it's gonna be, very interesting. So TA is very important. Yeah, if you are joining my, webinar tomorrow, the one for beginner, I will actually share about this checklist, right? On how do you decide, let's say if we take SPAC or we take like home REITs, right? What's a strategy to tackle them, right? Then we'll ask all these questions, we'll go through this flow, right? So it's something very interesting. If you're a total beginner, you want to learn how to trade Malaysia stocks, right? Then you can join my free training tomorrow at www.bursasecrets.com. But on the other hand, if you like to join my webinar on US stocks and options, then you can go to marketingcomemastery.com. Right? Looking forward, because the reason why I'm inviting you to this free webinar is because at the end of the webinar, I will give you an invitation to join my investment club, right? And I'm having a enrollment and a recruitment this week, and we'll be having the class this week itself. So I try to bring as many people as possible rather than, do once next month, 2-3 months, all these things. So if you want to, invest together, do it now, right? Don't wait. Linjo say, what time Bursa Secrets webinar? It's 8 p.m. Vincent Tan say, what do you think about ARC series ETF? I think it's interesting if you like all these very future-based company and growth stock. It's interesting, and you don't need to think. You just let them do the job. Then it's interesting, but you need to have a higher tolerance of risk. Okay. Linjo asked how much it is free. Just register at the links above. So market income mastery is not for beginner. It's for people that already know FATA and Malaysia stock, what I learned US stock and option. Then it is this one. If it's total beginner, want to know how I got started and how's the system, everything, then it's this one. Okay. All right. Recently bought Planet 13 Cannabis Wising say. Okay, interesting. I heard about it before, you know. Back then we were covering the whole research the company. What I can say is when I have time, I can help you look into some cannabis stock. In fact, I got an account with a Canada broker. That account is very powerful. I can actually get private placement with that account. Sometimes, you know, I can get cheaper shares. You know, if I want to play cannabis, I confirm I'm gonna use that account. Okay. Tomorrow have webinar. Yes, it's a free webinar for beginner. It's 8 p.m. Register at this link. Right. If you want to join the US stocks and options class, then it's this one. It's on Thursday 8 p.m. Okay. Yeah, man. Happy New Year, everyone. I'm gonna conclude this webinar. I'm very optimistic. This year is gonna be a super good year for us. It's gonna be a bull year. In fact, today is already bull. I opened my portfolio. It's mostly green, except NTPM. Right, NTPM today red. Right. There's one people go and kacau, go and sell. You know, sell at the market ending. Go and pump down the volume. But other than that, you know, all is like green, right? Green, right? Most of it green. The SCGM I don't own. I just put in stock watch list because I feel it's like dropped too much already. Review one, Malaysia investor. Yeah. So SCGM is on my watch list, but I haven't buy. I'm watching it. Okay. You know why SCGM dropped? I suspect the story will be the same. Oil price up, so they sell. Right? But there's a lot of factors going to affect the company's earning and all these things. They are doing face masks, you know, the food Penta, all these things, never take into account. Just like oil price up, you know, just throw this counter. So in this kind of situation, there may be opportunity, but you need to, you know, be very accurate, because if you are doing it swing trade, must be very quite hanjun. You understand what I mean? Yeah. So that's why it's in watch list first. All right. That's all for tonight. Hope you guys had a great, enjoyable sharing session. If you find this video useful, help me press the share button or tag your friend. Again, happy Chinese New Year all. You know, this year is the last year that there's gonna be a very, very big change. What I mean by big change is it's not gonna be so cheeky every year of your life. Don't you feel it's very cheeky? 2020, 2021, it's very exciting. But this will be the last year where there will be the most changes happening. The next year is gonna be boring as normal. And when it's boring as normal, the opportunity may not be so much. You want to see stock go up a lot, drop a lot, not that easy already. So if you want, you got to make full use of this year, right? That's my belief. Same goes to if I want to buy property, it's gonna be this year. If I want to invest, if I want to make a lot of money, it's this year only, or maybe maximum next year. After that, it's gonna be status quo already. Whoever got money gonna have the money. Whoever don't have money gonna don't have money. So you have 2 years to make the change. So make it right, okay? Wealth transfer, yep. Volatile market is where smart people can make a lot of money, like last year, right? So if you are a total beginner or your friend total beginner, ask them join this webinar. If you yourself want to learn US stocks and options, join this webinar. See you there. Bye-bye. Have a good evening.